Okay, so have you ever been scrolling, online, and you see what a famous athlete makes?
Yeah.
Or a musician, or heck, even a big YouTuber.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
And you just think, hold on a minute. Why are they pulling in millions while someone like a doctor, an engineer, someone with a PhD often makes way less?
It feels wrong somehow, doesn't it? That question comes up constantly.
It really does. It feels, I don't know, unfair. And you
Mm.
kind of worry, maybe, does this send a weird message to, like, younger people about what's valuable, about education?
It definitely sparks frustration because, yeah, on the surface, it seems totally backwards compared to how we think society should value jobs.
Exactly. So that's what we're doing in this deep dive. We want to peel back the curtain, look at the basic economics of why people earn what they earn, whatever the job.
Mm.
We're trying to find that underlying why and maybe see if how we feel about fairness actually matches up with, how the market works.
And the fascinating thing really is that the answers aren't usually about morality or who's more important to society. It's pretty much pure economics. Cold, hard numbers sometimes.
Okay, so to really get into this, let's start with a story that's just, wow. Khaby Lame.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, right? The TikTok guy.
The silent reaction guy, yeah, everyone knows him.
Right. Instantly recognizable. But his backstory is amazing. So rewind to March 2020. Khaby's just 20 years old. He's working as a CNC machine operator in a factory near Turin in Italy.
Okay.
Maybe like €7 an hour, probably minimum wage, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right for that kind of job then.
Then Italy locks down, COVID. His factory closes. He loses his job.
Tough break. So what happened?
Well, he's stuck at home, nothing much to do. So he starts posting videos on TikTok, just messing around.
And then, boom.
Total phenomenon. People just loved his silent, like universally understood reactions. He completely blew up. Now, over 151 million followers on TikTok, 80 million plus on Instagram.
It's huge.
Wow, that's astronomical reach. And get this. In 2021 alone, he was only 22. Didn't say a single word in his videos.
Mm-hmm.
He apparently earned around $10 million.
10 million. For silent TikToks, that's quite something.
Isn't it? But his story is actually a brilliant, if maybe extreme, example of the forces we're talking about. The things that decide who earns what in the labor market.
It really forces you to look past what you feel someone should earn and look at what the market dictates.
Exactly. So Khaby's story is wild, but why? How does someone earn that much? It comes down to this economic idea, right? MPL.
That's the one. Marginal product of labor, MPL. It sounds technical, but the idea is actually pretty simple.
Break it down for us.
Okay, so basically your income. It's not random. It's tied to your marginal product of labor, which is just the fancy term for the extra value you create for your employer by being there.
Extra value.
Yeah.
Like actual money they make because of me.
Exactly. Cold, hard cash you help generate.
Yeah.
The source we looked at used a great analogy, a kebab shop, or, could be sausages, whatever.
Okay, a food place.
Right. You hire a new chef. If having that chef means your monthly sales go up by, let's say, 10,000 pounds, or EGP, whatever currency,
Okay.
then that 10,000 is their MPL. Now, if you're running a business, not a charity, are you going to pay that chef more than 10,000?
No, of course not. You'd lose money.
Precisely. If their MPL is zero, or worse, negative, it makes zero financial sense to keep them on, let alone pay them much.
Right. Okay. That's logical.
And it works for everyone in that shop. Someone who makes sandwiches super fast, say 30 a minute, is adding way more value than someone struggling to make two.
Yeah, clear difference.
So naturally, the faster one, the one with the higher MPL, can demand more pay. It's just business logic.
Okay, so connecting that back to the big earners, the footballers, YouTubers, singers.
It clicks into place. The clubs, Google for YouTube, the record labels, they pay these huge sums because those individuals generate absolutely enormous value and revenue for them.
Through ticket sales, merchandise, ads, streams, concerts, all that stuff.
All of it. Their MPL is incredibly high, so their salaries have to be high to attract and keep them. If that star player leaves, the club doesn't just lose a player, they lose massive amounts of income.
So the clubs are paying to keep the revenue stream going.
Essentially, yes. It's about the value they bring to the market, which actually leads nicely into another key idea, derived demand.
Derived demand. Okay, what's that?
It means the demand for someone's labor isn't direct. It's derived from the demand for something else, usually the product or service they help create.
Back to the kebab shop?
Perfect example. You don't hire a chef just because you feel like having staff around.
Right. You hire them because people want to buy your kebabs.
Exactly. If tomorrow everyone suddenly hated kebabs and demand dropped to zero.
You wouldn't need the chef anymore. Or maybe fewer chefs.
Precisely. No demand for the product means no demand for the labor that makes it. It's derived.
Ah, I see. So that's why, like in a recession, when people buy less stuff overall.
Demand for labor drops too,
Yeah.
which can lead to wages falling or, layoffs. It's all connected.
And it's the same for actors, YouTubers, musicians then.
Absolutely. Film studios pay millions to actors because we, the public, create massive demand for their movies. That demand translates directly into box office revenue, streaming deals, etc., which far outweighs the actor's salary.
So their high pay is basically a function of our collective desire to watch them or listen to them.
You got it. It's driven by consumer demand. Which brings up another factor. Substitutability.
Substitutability. Like how easy it is to replace someone.
Exactly that. How easily can you be swapped out for someone else who does the same job? This massively impacts your pay.
So the harder you are to replace.
The more bargaining power you have, and potentially the higher your salary. Think about those top-tier famous footballers. Finding someone else with exactly their level of skill, fame, and impact, it's incredibly difficult.
They're rare, low substitutability.
Right, which drives up their value. Clubs pay enormous amounts to keep them because replacing them is almost impossible at that same level.
Okay, contrast that with, what was the example? A call center job.
Yeah, maybe one paying a pretty low wage. Why so low? Often it's because the job doesn't require super specialized skills, and if one person says no to the offered salary...
There are plenty of other people who can do it, and will take the job. High substitutability.
Exactly. The pool of potential workers is large, the skills are common. That keeps wages down.
But there's a flip side to being famous and irreplaceable, isn't there?
Oh, definitely. It can be brutal. Imagine a really famous actor gets caught up in a huge scandal. The public turns against them.
Okay.
Suddenly, people don't want to see their movies. The demand, fueled by public opinion, evaporates. What happens to their value?
It plummets. Studios won't want to hire them if audiences won't watch.
Right. Their value, their MPL, can drop to zero almost overnight. Because their value was tied directly to public preference, they become highly substitutable in the sense that the studio would rather hire anyone else.
Wow. So your market value can vanish just like that. Which leads to this kind of paradox, doesn't it? The source mentioned this. The same people complaining about high salaries are often the ones
fueling them. It's a fascinating contradiction. Think about it, you, the listener. People complain that footballers earn too much, but then they watch the matches every weekend. They buy the jerseys.
Or they say, ugh, this pop song is trash. But they stream it. Maybe, ironically, maybe not. Or they binge watch a YouTuber they claim is pointless.
Exactly. That very consumption, that interest, even if it's critical interest, is what drives the demand. It generates the clicks, the views, the ticket sales, the ad revenue.
So we, the audience, are directly creating the situation we might complain about. These people earn money because of our attention and our spending habits.
It's the absolute foundation of how this market works. It's why certain types of music, like Maraganat in Egypt, for example, became so huge financially for the artists, massive public demand and engagement.
Okay, so if the athletes and singers and YouTubers didn't get that money that our demand generates, who would?
Well, think about it. The money doesn't just disappear. It would likely just stay with the already wealthy owners of the football clubs, the record labels, the tech platforms like Google.
So it wouldn't benefit the average person complaining. It would just concentrate wealth even more at the top.
Pretty much. In a way, these high salaries for stars are just a direct reflection of what society collectively chooses to value with its time and money. If everyone suddenly ignored them,
their income would dry up, poof.
Gone. It's all about societal taste expressed through the market.
Okay, but let's tackle that big comparison directly. The footballers earn more than doctors line. Is that really true across the board? It feels like a selective comparison.
It is highly selective. Our source pointed to a really interesting study from 2015 by the Barcelona School of Economics. The title was literally asking the question, is it ethical for a football player to earn more money than doctors?
And what did they find? Did it bust the myth?
Completely. Comparing someone like Messi's salary to the average doctor's salary is just, well, it's misleading. You're comparing a global megastar, an extreme outlier, to a typical professional.
So what's the actual picture, according to the study in Spain?
Get this. Spain has over 700,000 registered footballers. That includes pros and amateurs. 700,000.
Wow. Okay.
The huge majority of them. They earn nothing from football. Or they earn less than the minimum wage. Many have regular day jobs because football doesn't pay the bills at all.
So out of those 700,000, how many actually earn more than the average doctor in Spain? The study gave a figure for doctors, right?
Yeah, the average doctor's salary was around 64,000 euros a year at the time. The study found that only about 1,000 players, roughly 500 in the top division, La Liga, and 500 in the second division, earn more than that average doctor.
Only 1,000 out of 700,000.
That's right. Now, those top division guys did well, averaging over 1.3 million euros a year. But the second division players averaged less than 200,000 euros. Still good, but not the astronomical figures people imagine for all players.
And you have to factor in career length, right?
Crucial point. A pro footballer's career is short, maybe 10 years if they're lucky and stay injury-free. A doctor's career, 35, 40 years, maybe more.
Plus, the injury risk for footballers is massive. A bad tackle could end their entire career, their whole income stream, instantly.
Exactly. So the study's conclusion was pretty stark. Only about 0.14%, that's less than 1% of all registered footballers in Spain, actually earn more than doctors.
0.14%.
Another maybe 0.28% earn more, but arguably not enough to make up for the short career and the risks involved.
Which leaves
The other 99.5%. They do not earn more than doctors. Many earn very little or absolutely nothing from the sport.
And the source suggested this isn't just football, right? It applies to YouTubers, too.
Yeah, same principle. For every massively successful YouTuber earning millions, there are thousands, probably hundreds of thousands, making very little or nothing at all. We just focus on the outliers.
So wrapping this up then, the core takeaway is?
Famous athletes, singers, YouTubers, the ones who make the big bucks, they earn a lot because in market terms, their value is incredibly high. They generate way more money for their employers or their platforms than they actually get paid.
And that value isn't just pulled out of thin air. It comes directly from market demand, from what we as a society choose to pay attention to and spend money on.
Yeah, it's like the example of chicken prices. In the US, people generally prefer chicken breast, so it's more expensive. In places like Indonesia, dark meat is preferred, so it's more expensive there.
Consumer preference directly shapes the market value and the price.
Exactly the same idea applies to talent and labor. What society demands gets valued highly in the market.
It really does make you think.